Whenever I think about the time spent in the computer labs in school, this melody is pretty much permanently burned into my memory, like a blast from the past that I cannot escape. You could pretty much find it on any PC in any lab. Mostly because I was that little twat that kept installing it on every PC I could, so no one could escape it. It was also because it was shareware, and I say is because BlitWise, the developer, still sells the game and provides the free shareware version on their website to this very day. Hell, you can buy a physical copy of the game. Though for 30 bucks, I'll pass. But what exactly is Pocket Tanks, you might ask? Well, let me tell you, it's a blast from the past. It's an old school style artillery game, the genre that would later kickstart the Worms fever. Think of Scorched Earth, Tank Wars, or even Bang Bang for Windows. You take control of one of the two tanks on an opposite side of a hill, valley, cliff, or a flat plain, and then Nagasaki the ever-loving shit out of each other. The game is super simple to pick up and play. Each tank takes its turn to shoot and there's no time limit. During your turn, you can adjust the angle of your shot and its power, but you need to take in consideration terrain and wind speed. If you enabled wind, that is. We never did, because everyone hated wind. The first shot will either miss or hit close, but not directly the enemy tank, so the next turn you can easily fine-tune it to land that perfect shot. And from that point, there's not much stopping you from just hitting the fire button over and over, right? And the same can be done by the AI. Well, there's a few ways Pocket Tanks allows you to throw enemies off track. First, you can move your tank left and right, but you have a limited number of moves per game. But the second way is the meat of the game, the weapons. There are 30 weapons in the basic free game that you can choose from, but not freely. At the beginning of the game you get randomly chosen weapons from the pool and both players take turns, picking up what they want, but let's be real, they're gonna pick up the ones that do the most damage, the high caliber ones. No one willingly will choose the worm weapons, they suck. You can also just press random and leave everything to the fate of the random number generator, hoping that it won't screw you over and give your enemy an upper hand. But not all weapons deal damage. There are a few weapons that are utility ones, like dirt bombs, dirt movers, dirt walls, all which can be used to alter the playing field and throw your opponent off track. And you've got to love the slow, sliding animations of hills collapsing after a big explosion. But weapons also have distinct patterns to them, which means there are certain combinations that work well together, except the worm. Screw you, worm, no one will ever love you, go home. For example, weapons like Hailstorm are great when being used in holes, but combine that with a perfect hit of a pile driver and your enemy is one hell of a pickle. And that's what I love about Pocket Tanks. While on the surface it's a pretty simple game, there's a certain degree of strategy underneath it and a learning curve of figuring out the best way to use weapons at your disposal. And I mean, hell, since self-inflicting damage takes away your points, you can even use certain weapons to force the enemy to hit himself to dig out of the mud. But it's a double-edged sword if he happens to still be underground while your turn comes up. That gives the game a little bit more of that risk and reward thing going on about it. Because at the end of the match, the only thing that matters are points. After shooting everything you have, it's game over, man. Game over. It's either fireworks for you or the other guy. And you really don't want to give that bastard the satisfaction of winning now, do ya? And if 30 weapons is not enough, how about 320? For 20 bucks you can buy Pocket Tanks Deluxe, a full version of the game with a ton of new crazy weapons. I can't remember the exact number of weapons it advertised when I was younger, but apparently it has been continuously updated with new packs for quite some time. But here's the catch. Do I feel the Deluxe Edition is worth its price? No. No! Why would it? Maybe back in the day, but the whole gaming landscape has moved on, and to be honest, I'd be more willing to pay maybe $5 tops. And that's mostly due to the fact that games like Shell Shock Live on Steam costs $7. It's a pretty similar game, has more than a single game mode and even online multiplayer. So why would I buy Pocket Tanks Deluxe? And it's also on Steam, which is handy. Still, I totally recommend checking out the free Shareware version. Maybe challenging a friend to a hot seat game, or brush up your skills against the AI, if you're perhaps looking for some old, forgotten Windows shareware. My name has been TRG, taking a look at Pocket Tanks, and thanks for watching.